What's up guys, LeopoldTheBrave here. So I was watching Canadian Guy A's Mods of the Month video, as one does, when I spotted something interesting in the recommended. It wasn't another Crash Bandicoot mod, it was Crash Bandicoot modded into another game. Now most of the time when you mod characters into other games, the only thing you really think about is the cool crossover aspect of it. Like Crash and Smash Bros. It may not be official, but he's finally in. Or Sonic and Mario Kart. Finally, the Mario Kart and Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing crossover we always wanted. But this game in particular was a bit different and got me to really think. Uploaded by PC Best Mods, check it out.
Wins.
Now, is it just me or did that look really good? I'm sure we've all had the idea of a Crash Bandicoot fighting game once or twice, but I'm pretty positive that most of us have thought of something like a Smash clone. I myself have come up with the idea in the past to take the Crate Crush minigame from Crash Bash and evolve it into its own thing. Maybe I'll make a video on that soon. But a traditional fighter like Street Fighter was never really on the table, until now, and it makes a lot of sense. Let me explain. If you're a fighting game fan, you've probably heard these questions, and if you're not a fighting game fan, you've probably asked them yourself. Questions like, what's up with Ryu's shoulders? Why are Ryu's feet so big? And so on and so forth. The answer to these questions is actually quite simple. In traditional fighting games, the animations are very important. Characters have very expressive and stylish animations, so you can see what attacks are coming and know how to defend against it. And the same goes for the character designs. The very visible limbs and cartoonish proportions aid with that. Even in 3D fighting games like Tekken, which can typically be more chill with the cartoonish character designs because it's 3D, can't chill all the way because these animations are still important as the combat is so detailed that it even matters whether you're attacking with your right arm or left arm. If Ryu had his somewhat normal-bodied Fortnite model in Street Fighter, he'd be a lot more janky and difficult to deal with. These hyperactive animations and cartoony proportions are super important, and guess what? The Crash Bandicoot franchise is full of them. Now, while the characters of Crash Bandicoot definitely have the look, energetic animations, and style of a traditional fighting game, there is one roadblock. Typically, these traditional fighting games are not beginner-friendly. Games like Tekken have done a good job at adding stuff to their system to make newcomers catch up to speed quicker without giving up their more complex and in-depth aspects, but the same can't be said for every fighting game, especially 2D ones. So let's try to come up with an interesting system and mechanics so your average Crash Bandicoot fans can get into the game without sacrificing what makes fighting games so special and unique, with juggling combos, input commands, and parries. Let's start with the basics. In fighting games, you don't just have attack buttons. They're split up and categorized into different types. For example, Street Fighter has light, medium, and heavy attacks, all mapped to different buttons. In Tekken, each of the buttons are mapped to a different limb on the body, and the most simplistic one with Smash Bros. Using a 2-button system, one is standard attacks and one is special attacks. But having a 2-button system on its own isn't what makes Smash so simple and easy to get into. It's how distinct the 2 buttons are. One of them is your basic punchy kicky move buttons, just the normal stuff, and the other one is your charging attacks, your counters, your recovery moves. You never get them mixed up. Even after playing Tekken for 20 plus years, I still goof up my left and right sometimes. So for a Crash fighting game, I think it should have a 3-button system, but make sure all the buttons are unique and distinct enough like Super Smash Bros. One button should be a basic attack button. It just has typical punches and kicks from a certain fighting style that would fit the character. Moves that we haven't seen the characters do anywhere else and would be completely unique to this fighting game. The second button should be a special attack button. The moves that we're familiar with the characters using, like Crash's slide and his spin. Then the third one should be a weapon attack button. Crash's Wumpa Fruit Bazooka, Dingodile's Flamethrower, Embryo's Potions. They'd of course be used for zoning like Hadoukens in Street Fighter, or could even be good combo enders. Picture this in your head. You do a 5-hit combo with Crash's basic attacks, and the 5th and final hit launches your opponent up in the air. As they come back down, you tap the special attack button to spin them across the stage. Then tap your weapon attack button to catch them with a Wumpa Fruit as they're trying to get up. It just sounds like a lot of fun to me, and of course the 4th extra button on your controller would just be used for grabs and throws, nothing special. As for blocking, you should be able to block by holding completely still or pressing back on the controller, just like in Tekken. There's no special block button you have to remember that can be pressured if you hold it too long until it breaks and then you're left in a stun state, yada yada yada. It makes sense in Smash Bros, but I never liked it in traditional fighters. Typically, the newcomers to these traditional fighters will button mash and not really think about the block button, so it'd be nice to not punish them when they actually explore and get better and actually block for once. So I think having Tekken's more simplistic block system would be great for this game. And now for the super cool unique mechanics and stuff. We're gonna take another page out of Super Smash Bros. I really like how with the traditional fighting game characters, they simplified their super moves by having you be able to do them with a simple button press, but being able to do a stronger version with the original command input. Tekken 7 also does this, but without the power difference between the two. So in this Crash fighting game, you can do your super attack just by tapping the shoulder button because it'd be pretty easy, or you could do a stronger version of it by inputting a Hadouken or Shoryuken command depending on the character. Keeping it simple for the newbies, but rewarding players who get more skilled and high level. And we're gonna continue on this track with Crash Team Racing's Juiced Up mechanic. In this Crash Bandicoot fighting game, when you get to low health, you'll enter the Juiced Up mode, where your attacks will begin to do more damage. Or you can sacrifice this damage boost in order to do your super attack. Both help you catch up when you're falling behind. This is very similar to Tekken's Rage mechanic and is very beneficial to newcomers. But let's add something extra to it so high-skilled players can benefit from it as well. See, in Crash Team Racing, you enter the juiced up state by collecting enough Wumpa Fruit. So let's figure out a way to collect Wumpa Fruit and enter the juiced up mode in this Crash fighting game without having to be at low health. We can't just have Wumpa Fruit appear on the stage that you can walk over to and pick up, because how would that benefit competitive players? Newcomers could do that just as easily too. Instead, you should be able to earn Wumpa Fruit by doing very skill-demanding tasks during a match, like parrying your opponent's attack, or dodging their super attack, or breaking their throw, etc. Earn 3 Wumpa Fruit and you enter the juiced up state, no matter how low or high your health is. This way, competitive players can also benefit from this system specifically designed to help newcomers make a cool comeback. Everybody wins. But let me know what you guys think. Are these ideas super interesting to you, or does the idea of a Crash Bandicoot fighting game like this sound super silly? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. LeopoldTheBrave, out.